for all the community that has given us the support. We've been trying to put this together. It's been so important. The nice part about this report is we have gone out and we've directly talked to our community. And all we're asking for, because when we get done giving this proposal, what we're asking for is that we want our government here to support us in the issues that we're trying to do. Because this is supposed to be government of the people. And government of the people means that you're taking our money and doing what we think needs to be done with it. The first program is youth programming that provides access to mentorship, job training, and educational opportunities. We are more than aware that when we're dealing a lot of times with these shootings and things that are happening inside our community, it's not older people, it's younger people. Neighborhood support and community building resources that foster positive relationships, build stronger and more cohesive community. We want to build our neighborhoods up. Our neighborhoods are the key to anything that's going to be successful in this city. You cannot have a quality of life if you don't have a good neighborhood. Okay? There is a reason why sometimes in their mind people are moving away from here because they think that we're somehow failing. But right here shows that we're not. We are a strong community, but we just need help with that. We want an increased police presence. I call this a Derek Diggs initiative in honor of my former chief. What this is more involvement in neighborhoods and a focus on community policing efforts and that prioritize communication, trust, and respect between law enforcement and residents. Every meeting that we've had nothing but support for the police. But we need our police to support us too.
Welcome your support. You're doing a lot of the work. We have, I see a mother out there that lost a child. All these people have stories to tell. And it is absolutely amazing how this community has come together. So the next one is support for parents and parenting classes. That includes access to resources on conflict resolution and parenting techniques. A lot of people, they have children at a very young age and they don't know about parenting. And to have classes so people can be better parents, I think is critically needed. The next one is revitalization and cleanup of neighborhoods, including investment in infrastructure and beautification efforts that support community engagement and increase access to public places. If the neighborhood is trashed, that invites crime. And we've heard that all over the city. What we're presenting here today is what we're hearing from each and every one of you throughout this community. And my heart has been warmed immensely from all of these meetings. I talked to somebody just yesterday, and they said, I've had tears at these meetings because it's real. And people are feeling the pain, and they want something done, and it's time that we move on and get some of these things done. The next one is mental health resources that provide access to counseling, crisis intervention, and other mental health services. For so long, we have not concentrated like we should on the mental issues. I was just reading last night on the internet of people that are committing suicide. I mean, this is a real problem, and it's a real problem in our whole country. But we have to concentrate here on Toledo and provide all the resources that we possibly can. The next one is renewal and strengthening of community watch programs, including the expansion of programs and resources that facilitate communication and engagement between neighbors and law enforcement. We've heard that cry far and wide in our community. People want this program. And We need to get it started. It's one of the things that you could start almost immediately. Just get the people that are going to be organized in every neighborhood.
We concluded that these were the first 12. There may be 13 through 20 coming up in the days and weeks and months ahead, but these were the 12 most important points that Toledoans felt needed to be addressed. Strengthening of gun laws, including the adoption of local policies and ordinance aimed at preventing gun violence and supporting responsible gun ownership. Most of you have forgotten that a few years ago, we passed ordinances banning multiple firing machine guns and Saturday night specials in the city of Toledo. Even though the Michigan militia came in and surrounded this building, nobody backed down. Mayor Wade Kapczykewicz was then a city councilman. He voted in favor of it. 8-4, I believe, was the final vote. Things have happened in Columbus that have made it a little more difficult, but we still need to examine what we can do at the local level that is common sense in this field. Safe methods of reporting crime is obviously very, very critical. And the things we've recommended up to this point will help, I think, build confidence and a spirit of teamwork between residents of the neighborhoods and the Toledo Police Department. And the rest of our jobs is to help make sure that those interested in blocking violence and acts of violence in our city are able to share critical information and not have to worry about any repercussion. Cameras in the neighborhoods, including the deployment of surveillance technologies that are subject to strict privacy protections and oversight mechanism. I was called this morning by a gentleman who has worked for years with youth in our city, been trying to get the cameras activated in some of the parts of the city for months, and they yet are not activated. We've learned that in some cities, the chambers of commerce are putting money out on the table to encourage neighborhood groups to get them in the hands of the residents who would like them, would appreciate them, and they're doing it. Those cameras are not inexpensive. We're exploring at the state level and federal level how we might be able to get money to help pay for them, so we're going to explore that. Enforcement of curfews, including the adoption of clear, consistent policies on curfew for minors and the provision of resources and support for parents to ensure compliance. One final note. All of these are important. Not one is more important than the other 11. They all need to be part of a package, and as we move forward, as I said, we welcome input from any and all of you that can make the 12 a stronger, if we've got a 13th and a 14th point in there.
All of these recommendations and things that are proposed in this ordinance are not any good if we don't have an evaluation and a follow-up. And so what we're asking for is that City Council provide a report to the community on its evaluation of these priorities that we developed, and we should do it within 45 days, along with a plan and timeline for implementation of these community-driven initiatives. We believe that City Council should provide ongoing oversight to ensure the effective implementation of these community-driven initiatives.
This is a team thing,
Yeah.
and when I say team, it isn't just about any particular group of people. It doesn't make a difference what your politics is. It really does make a difference. We, as you see, and we've said this before, there's diversity in the four mayors in what we're trying to do. So when we put this report together, it's coming from all different directions. But this is also a regional issue. Okay, it's not just a Toledo issue. We get painted, but it's a regional issue.
I realize that government is seldom the answer or solution to a problem. It takes the community, the churches, the residents to come together. Toledo's issue is not limited by their border. The citizens of Maumee support what is being done by the City of Toledo and their residents to address violence, and we believe the entire region should come together to address this and not make it just a City of Toledo issue.
Now we have a plan that should be implemented And there are some of them, things, like I said before, that are on here that can be initiated right away. So stay strong with us. We're determined we're going to curb the violence in this community.